In a world driven by power and secrecy, we unveil the truth behind global events. In a world shaped by war, politics, and hidden agendas, we cut through the noise to expose the forces driving global events. From geopolitical tensions to economic warfare, from covert operations to propaganda battles, we break down the crises that shape our future and the mechanisms of control behind them. Whether you're here to uncover the truth, challenge the narrative, or simply understand the bigger picture, the Crisis and Control Report is your go-to source for hard-hitting analysis and fearless discussion. Subscribe now and let's pull back the curtain on power, conflict and control. A new video will premiere every Sunday. Now let's dive in.
Trade keeps the world moving. Goods cross borders, businesses grow, and people get the products they need. But behind the scenes, there's a tool that governments use to manipulate economies, control industries, and even start trade wars: tariffs. Some say tariffs protect jobs and keep industries alive. Others say they make things more expensive and hurt consumers. So what's the real story? Today we're breaking down what tariffs are, how they've been used throughout history, and how governments use them today to control economies. Let's get into it. A tariff is a tax placed on imported goods. When a product from another country comes in, the government adds an extra fee, making it more expensive. The idea is to encourage people to buy local products instead of cheaper foreign ones. There are two main types of tariffs. Ad valorem tariffs, a percentage of the product's value, for example, a 10% tax on all imported cars. Specific tariffs, a fixed fee per unit such as a $500 tax per imported car. Governments use tariffs for different reasons, to protect local businesses. By making foreign goods more expensive, local companies don't have to compete as much. To make money. Before income taxes, tariffs were a major way for governments to bring in revenue. For political power, tariffs can be used to pressure other countries in trade negotiations. Sounds simple, right? But when used aggressively, tariffs can lead to trade wars, price increases, and even economic crises. Tariffs have been around for centuries and have shaped entire economies, for better or worse. The 1800s, the US relied heavily on tariffs to fund the government before income taxes existed. The Tariff of Abominations in 1828 caused huge tensions between the North and South, contributing to the Civil War. The Great Depression in 1930. The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act raised taxes on over 20,000 imported goods. Other countries retaliated, trade collapsed, and the global economy suffered, making the Great Depression even worse. Post-World War II. The world learned that high tariffs hurt economies, so countries worked to lower them. Organizations like the World Trade Organization or WTO were created to make global trade easier, but today we're seeing tariffs make a comeback, not just as taxes but as weapons in economic battles. Let's look at how some of the biggest economies use tariffs as a tool for power. First, the US-China trade war. In 2018, the US put $250 billion in tariffs on Chinese goods, claiming China was using unfair trade practices. China hit back with $110 billion in tariffs on US products. Who suffered? American businesses and consumers? A study showed that 92% of the cost of tariffs was passed on to US consumers in the form of higher prices. Next, the European Union's tariffs on US tech. The EU has placed tariffs and strict regulations on American tech giants like Apple and Google. They say it's to prevent monopolies, but some argue it's just Europe protecting its own industries from US dominance. Then, India's high tariffs on agriculture. India has huge tariffs on imported food to protect local farmers, but the downside? It raises food prices for Indian consumers. Lastly, Russia's tariffs as retaliation. After Western sanctions, Russia imposed tariffs and trade restrictions on goods from the US and Europe. This shifted their trade toward China and India, showing how tariffs can reshape global alliances. In short, tariffs aren't just about trade anymore, they're about control. Who benefits from tariffs? Domestic businesses that face less competition, governments that collect extra tax money, and countries that use tariffs as leverage in trade deals. But who loses? Consumers, because tariffs make products more expensive. Exporters, because other countries retaliate with their own tariffs. And the economy, because tariffs can slow down global trade. A 2019 Federal Reserve study found that the US-China trade war cost American businesses and consumers $1.4 billion per month. And history shows that when tariffs get out of hand, trade wars can lead to real wars. Are you finding this breakdown useful? If so, hit that like button, it helps spread this content. And if you want more fact-based analysis without the political spin, make sure to subscribe and share this video. New videos every Sunday and Wednesday. As technology changes, will tariffs still be a big deal? Some experts believe that automation and domestic manufacturing will reduce the need for tariffs. Others warn that we're entering a new era of economic nationalism, where tariffs will be used more than ever. One thing is clear, tariffs aren't just about money, they're about power, influence, and control. So next time a politician talks about tariffs, ask yourself, who really benefits? Who's paying the price? And what's the real agenda behind it? This is the Crisis and Control Report. The fight for economic power never stops, and neither do we. Subscribe, stay informed, and question everything. New videos every Sunday and Wednesday. See you next time.